David, you're speaking. It's disturbing others. Please be quiet.
I'm talking quietly, and I'm talking to my mate about his work.
David, you're disturbing others. You're talking. You're disturbing others. Please be quiet.
He needs my help, though. He's pretty dumb.
David, you're speaking. It's disturbing others. Please be quiet.
Yeah, but you want me to help him, don't you?
David, if you continue to talk, I'm going to ask you to move.
Oh, get lost. What do I want to move for? I'll just talk over there.
David, if you continue to talk, I'm going to ask you to move.
Oh, all right. Oh, no. One more.
Oh, it's all right.
No.
Almost.
Oh, come on, you know everybody else is talking as well. What are you picking on me for?
David?
Now's the time for I can't make you move.
Yeah, David, I can't make you move. But if you do not move, I'll speak to you after class.
All right.
Okay, good. Now one more time, because that was good. That tone's good, word's good. We've just got to get it slow, and we're in business. So we'll try it again. It was good stuff. I'm going to get out of your line of vision.
Okay, David, you're speaking. It's disturbing others. Please get on with your work.
But I'm helping him with his work.
David, you're speaking. It's disturbing others. Please stop speaking.
But you put us in groups to help each other. I'm helping him with his work.
David, you're speaking. It's disturbing others. Please stop speaking.
Oh, come on, I'm nearly finished. He's nearly got it.
David, you're speaking. It's disturbing others. Please stop speaking. If you continue to talk, If you continue to talk, you will move to another seat.
Will you get lost? Get out of my face.
David, you'll need to move to another seat. Ah, sorry. Diffuse.
No, he's right. Susan's got it right. So go on, just say you can't make him move. Tell him you can't make him move.
Oh, sorry, David, I can't make you move. But if you do not move, I will speak to you after the lesson.
Okay.
Okay, that was good. I notice people have got in the habit of repeating the kid's name. That's repeating the name's okay once or twice, but you wouldn't want to do it every time. And there is a good reason to say I understand occasionally. Look, I understand, because that can soften them. So, I understand, but... So I'm going to try you one more time and watch and see how it goes again, but I would like first someone else to try. Actually, you know what? I better give you a break. It's getting late. Go down and get something to drink, and then when we come back, we might try one more time. So what we're talking about here is, and you can see it in the role plays, right? It's just trying to keep kids calm and sensible and not excite them. It's about, while not wasting too much time. The downside of this is it's a distraction, unfortunately, in terms of the substantive learning other than in citizenship, so you've got a problem. So I represent it primarily as that which you may have seen, because that's where it really comes from. Because we know once teachers get beyond, once they get edged, and it's just edgy, just the edge in the voice. You heard it even here. There's a softer voice and a tougher voice. And you can play with your voices. It just takes practice. And so for some kids, they only need a little bit of voice edge, and that's how they feel, because they're making assumptions about that edge. They're going to assume that edge means I'm not liked by you.
I had a question with the role plays before. When we reply with the phrase, I hear you, or I understand. Is the intention that we wait for the student to say what they're saying?
Well, that's a very good question. I've had that too.
Because that can actually be sense the student can actually take it on as right. We hear it and say that's the trigger.
Yeah, that's the artistry. I don't know. Meaning that for some kids you'd be crazy to interrupt them because they'll just raise their voice. Other kids, they're just going to peter out even if you just stand there and wait. They'll stop in a minute more or less, and so it won't be a big deal. If it's a D, they're going to hold the floor for the next 5 minutes. So it's hard to explain that there is a right answer. I guess you did it really well, that you interrupted him, but it didn't feel in any way confrontational, whereas someone else could do it and it might seem more confrontational, which means you'll get excited. So anyone who's got any opinions on that, now's the time to share them. I can't give advice on it, really.
Are you going to mention something about length of dialogue?
Oh, yes. Part of this dialogue is the shorter you are, probably the shorter they'll be. So if you sort of lay in on guilt, then they may feel obliged to, in a sense, engage in this dialogue and explain to you in great detail why they're not terrible people, they're just doing this, that and the other. Da, da, da. That's why it was interesting when you did it, you had it down to short bursts of words, weren't they?
2 or so words per thing. You're talking.
Yep. Was affecting others or something you said.
Others,
they can, yeah.
Please stop talking.
Yeah, and
4
that's
words.
and that'll be really good. And when I come to the ED kids, that's going to be really important because they don't process words very well. So the shorter the better. And I guess whether they're going to get into a lengthy rebuttal is something you don't know. You know the kids maybe though. Anyone got any thoughts on whether you entertain this or you interfere with it? You know, just by going like that. Is anyone who's played? People playing out there, doing stuff to see. My guess is it's the artistry stuff where you can't really predict unless you know the kid and you've thought about that kid. And it could be that situation, how public it is, a whole range of things. So it's a good question and it's come up twice already in this group. And I wish I knew an answer, but there isn't one I can think of. Okay, now we've been through all these. These are things you're going to use, right, when this kid doesn't conform. And you use them, and the idea is that you... Now, I don't know if you use all this stuff. I like a simple system, so I gave you one. I think I mentioned it last time. It's on page... because it's geographic. It's on page 14. Now, it's not totally applicable in all circumstances because you need a little bit of room for kids to be timed out in the room or detention in the room. So you can have a look at that, but basically I like the idea after the hint, which is a take-up opportunity, to say, okay, look, sit over there and come back when you're reasonable, you know, when you're ready to be reasonable. And that is called time-out in the pure definition. It's a misunderstood concept generally, time-out, but it means, you know, come back when you are ready to be fair. And once they come back, you've got a different level of commitment. So I find that's a softer version than just moving a kid's seat. I can always say that for the next step, meaning permanently sit over there till I tell you to come back. It's a different kind of concept. Okay, so what I've seen around is stuff like this. I like some of these, I don't like others, but just to show you. But notice it's all based on not making the effort. So if you're not prepared to make that effort, things happen. And so you can see they're built in this reflection time and then isolation. I don't know if it works. I don't think the funny thing about a lot of this stuff is once you've got it, you don't need it. Very few people push you to the limit, which is interesting, yeah.
Can I also say something about number 4? I'm an art music specialist in a primary school, and I get very cross when teachers provide classes as punishment.
I'm surprised it's finished work during that rotation, yeah.
It's only shine in the art room,
Yes.
not in the classroom, and my report is very different to the teacher's report, and yet they use me as punishment.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a very good point. And did anyone not hear that? Because I think that's a critical issue. Okay, where's it, Mike? What's being said is that if you're an art teacher and someone's using you as a punishment space, the funny thing is you personally have no trouble with this kid because